Hello! In this video I would like to talk about File Manager in Trados Business Manager. I'm going to show you how to configure it, how to use all the functionalities provided by File Manager. So let's start. Everything starts from application settings. If we will go to settings page, and here you will find Files and Folders tab. And here we can configure all our File Manager options. The first and main parameter is default folder with work files. This folder specifies base folder on your hard drive where all other folders and files will be stored. So application won't be able to store any files outside of this folder. So this one is the base one. And then here you will find a number of parameters which allows you to put files from corresponding entities like quotes, projects, jobs, etc. in separate folders. So quotes folder will be created under this base folder, and then each quote folder will be created under C translate quotes path. Then if to scroll down, we will find a number of groups which allows us to control how folders are created for different entity types. For example, for projects, for jobs, for quotes, for translation assignments, invoices, and also for Studio, because Trados Business Manager can integrate with Studio and create projects for Studio. So here we can specify where to store Studio project files. In each group you can find project folder name template, so folder name template parameter, and nested folders. Name template allows you to use different variables described below, and using these variables you can configure how to name folders of corresponding entities, in this case projects. You can pick up any parameter here in square brackets and put it into this field as this value. So in this case, when you create a folder for some project, application will create C translate folder, then projects folder, then client name folder inside projects, and then project number folder. So and then in that path, C translate projects client 1 number 1, application will store your files. Also, it can create nested folders by default in main project folder. You can use this tag editor here to create set of nested folders which you would like to have in your main folder. So for example, incoming, and if to follow this pattern, outgoing, for example, or outcoming. And now we have two folders which will be created by default in this project folder. The same for other entity types. And also, if to talk about variables, we have different variables here. And if with project number it's all clear, this variable 0 in square brackets will be replaced by project number, or this one will be replaced by client name or client code, etc. There are some special variables where you can use some provide additional attention. First of all, this is a date variable, since date has a lot of parts like year, months, day, second, or minute, or hour, etc. When we use this variable one, we have to specify how to use it. And in this example, in default value, you can see that you can apply formatting to such variables like dates. And instead of typing 1 in square brackets, you type 1 colon and then format string. You can find how to format strings in .NET using search in some search engine, how to format dates in .NET. And here you can see that we can use Y for year, capital M for months, and low D for days, like that. And another special folders, special variables are these ones, like base quote folder or base project folder and base quote folder, like that. This means that project folder can be created inside some base quote folder. What it means, if project was created from some quote, we can put project folder not into this path like C translate projects, year, client, but inside base quote folder. In this case, such variable should be placed as the first variable in this value, like that, 9 / and then you can continue to use your variables. And in this case, if for example project is created inside quote from a quote, it will be created inside quote folder. If quote is empty, this one just will be eliminated and project will be created inside this folder, like C translate projects client name, like that. So that's about configuration. Now let's go to File Manager and check all the main functionalities which we have there. Let's go to projects, and here I have an example project like this one. We have 3 languages, and File Manager can be found under Files tab. Regardless which record type you open, translation project, or for example, if we will go to clients and open some client, we will also find Files tab here. And when we switch to this tab, you will find File Manager here. Okay, let's return to our project and let's go to files. Let's probably delete this one because we do not need it. So let's say we have empty project without folder which is created. So let me open this folder on the hard drive and let's delete it. So this is view of File Manager by default. So when folder is not actually created on your hard drive, you will see this icon saying that this folder is not still created, and until it is created, you have these buttons like create folder, redetect folder, and edit. Redetect folder allows you to determine folder path based on application settings. Because if, for example, you will edit and provide some custom folder name using this button, and you want to return to default one, you click redetect, and it will look like that. Okay. When you click create folder, this folder will be actually created on the hard drive, like that. You can see it here. See, translate projects. L.41, and default nested folder was also created here. Now we can start upload files to your file manager. This can be done in few ways. First of all, if for example you want to interact with your file manager, you can just take your file, put it here, switch back to files, and application will automatically determine that some file was externally added to this folder and will warn you about this, that the following files were added. Sample doc. By default, file type is translatable type, was assigned to this file. And in the same manner, if I will go here and delete this file manually from the hard drive and switch back to files, you can see that this file disappeared. However, of course, it's not very convenient to use File Manager to work with files, so let's explicitly use functionality provided by File Manager. Let's say I have some file or multiple files, and I can just drag and drop it to this area, or I can click Select Files to upload. Let's try to drag the file from the second monitor. I do this, and file was put to the same folder on the hard drive. And again, file type translatable type was automatically assigned to a file. From now, what you can do, you can first of all navigate through folders which we have inside our main project folder. If we have nested folders, we can switch here and view contents of selected folder. We can manually create new folders like this, and you can see that folder was created in the File Manager as well. We can resync folder if something happens and we want to check what changed what has changed on hard drive. We can click resync. We can delete selected files. We can change file type. For example, if this is not translatable file but reference file, we can select this and change file type. We can download selected file. We can download it as zip. For example, if I click a zip and save it to my desktop, and I can open zip file, and this sample file was packed into zip like this. What's interesting when we download in as zip, I will show you later, we can select multiple files, and regardless from where this file is coming from, it is stored on hard drive or it is stored on some cloud drive, everything will be packed into a single zip file and provided to a user. We can test it a bit later. Add Dropbox file, Google Drive file, and OneDrive file allows you to add links to cloud files. File Manager in Business Manager allows us to work not only with local files but with remote files as well. To make these buttons work, we again have to go to Application Settings and switch to the Integrations tab. And under Integrations tab, you can find Cloud Drives. And here we have a few checkboxes already. We have these buttons: connect to Dropbox, disconnect, connect to Google Drive, connect to Microsoft Drive. So these three cloud drives are supported, and we have to click on, for example, connect to Dropbox. A new tab will be opened. We sign in and allow access, and then this checkbox will be checked, showing us that we are connected to corresponding cloud drive. And now if we return to our project and go to files, we can use add Dropbox file and add OneDrive file because we are connected to these two cloud drives. And say, let me click add OneDrive file. This modal dialog appears, and you can see that we've got all the file structure which I have on my OneDrive. Let us select some file and file type. For example, this one will be reference type, and click OK. And you can see that Cloud Drive was added to the list of files with corresponding folders. Corresponding icons, sorry. Okay, now we can select these two files and click download as zip. Application will download file from Cloud Drive and then take the file from our hard drive and pack everything into zip file. And if I will open it, you can see that I have this one downloaded from Cloud Drive and this one from my hard disk. So everything is coming in a universal way. Next button is collect files. I will talk about it later. And this one, quick select, it allows us to select quickly select all source files, all completed target files, all additional files, like that. And additionally, for each file, we have this context menu. And when we click here, we have a number of additional options which we have for each individual file. Upload target file, move to another folder, rename file, and upload new version. We will talk about it again later. Rename file is obvious, move to another folder is also clear what it means. Upload target file. Say we are working with translation job, for example, and we have source file, like translatable file, and we want to upload target file for this one and deliver it to our client. Then we can use this option, upload target file. File selector appears, and from here we can select the file and upload the target one. And upload new version. File manager in business manager allows us to have multiple versions of files and update it on fly. Let's do this a bit later when we will have some translation assignments to show you how it looks like. Let's delete this cloud drive and cloud file and keep only one file just for simplicity of this demonstration. The next step, let's try to translate this file. We have a translation project created, for example, from client portal, and we need to translate this file to some 3 languages. Let's do that, and then let's deliver these files to our clients. What we can do, we can go to translation jobs, create a job, and before job creation we can select a file that we want to attach this file to each of created jobs. Alright, now we have 6 jobs, and let's go, for example, to a German one, German translation job, and let's add some quantity. Let's imagine that we have imported some cat tool analysis and calculated this one, and we have a file. Okay, now let's create translation assignment for this job. I click create assignment, and here we get file attachment selector, and from here we can attach to this assignment a file from our job or from a project, which is actually the same one. So let's attach it from a job. I click OK, and here we have a task and files. Alright, so next, let's say we apply some vendor to this assignment and switch it to in work. Okay, now you can see that notification was sent to a vendor. Okay, let's switch to another browser, and here we have vendor portal, and this vendor can start to work on this job. Then let me demonstrate you file version functionality. Let's go to files, under our translation project, select upload new version for this sample file. Select sample 1, and you can see that application what has been done. A notification was sent to a vendor informing them that new version of a file was uploaded, so special attention should be paid to that. And you can see that we have this notification, and we can open entity like this, and under files you can see that we have 2 files now, and in the notification, from the notification, vendor will know that a new file should be used. Then next thing, what could happen, vendor works on a translation assignment and would like to deliver it, and they deliver for sample 1 file. They deliver, for example, sample 2 translated file. it is final delivery, okay. And if we will update this translation project, and let's go to our assignment, German one, open it, you can see that it is marked as delivered, and under files we have sample DE file, which is translated one. And now let me demonstrate you last functionality, last button, which I didn't used when described this button before. This one, collect files. Collect files allows to view and collect files from nested documents and attach them to a current job or project as deliverables. So we have this sample translatable file and we want to deliver it to our client. What we can do, we can click on this collect files, and from here this UI will show us a state of all files for all languages which we have in this project. And since this project has two stages, like translation and proofreading, you can see that translation and proofreading phases are marked with different colors. And since translation is in progress already, something is not started, something is delivered, then this point here, which has yellow color. And second phase, proofreading, has not been started in any language, so it is marked as red. Then for each language, French, Dutch and German, we can find target files. And for these languages we didn't create any jobs and assignments, so these ones are still not started, but translation for German language has been started already and even delivered. So this file was marked as delivered and using green color. Here we can find name of the file, and if we will hover mouse pointer here under the source, you can see that this file is coming from this assignment. And if I select this row and click OK, you can see that under source folder created in the project, we can find deliverable file from our assignment. And now let's try to go to users, and we have customer Lightpoint. Let's switch to another browser. Log out, customer, login, and if we will find our project, which one? 41 in work, okay, Lightpoint. Let's go to projects, 41. And if we open it, you can see that now customer under this deliverables tab can find this file. And now customer can download as zip this file and check the target translations and then provide some feedback, etc. Then if we will go to translation jobs and we have finished translation, and we want to switch to proofreading. Let me open this proofreading job, go to files, and we do not want to use this one. I click unlink and then add a new file, and then you can see that under assignment we have translated file for this language, and we can select it, click OK, and this file will be added as a source for this proofreading task. And now we can start going through the same process. For example, this one is in processing now. I click OK, switch back to files, click collect, and you can see that now for German language, this one is marked as yellow, which means that proofreading is in process as well. And we can wait when it will be ready and again collect this file when it's done. So this is how File Manager works, how to upload files, how to deliver them, how to gather files from nested documents on the project level, how to download them. So I hope I demonstrated you the main approaches, how to work with File Manager. So thank you for watching and see you in next video. Goodbye.